Hi, good morning, my dears. How are you all? I hope that you all are fine and safe at your homes. We all know that it's not the matter of happiness to be at home for a long time, but the situation demands so. So we have to stay at home not only for us but also for the whole world. So stay home, keep distance, break the chain, and make everyone happy and safe. Then don't worry, dears. We can meet as soon and we can make our classrooms more active than before. And then we can share the stories of our lockdown experiences. Okay, children, then what about stories? Do you all like stories? Yes, we all like to hear stories. Do you know the story, The Monkey and the Crocodile? Who wrote that story? Don't know? Okay, then how these stories came to us? Who told the story for the first time? No idea? Okay, sometimes it might be told by a grandparent to his grandchild. Then how these stories came to us? Yes, it is passed from generation to generation. These stories are like travelers. They travel from one mouth to another mouth. They are told and retold. Then, can you say, children, what can be called such stories? Anyone? Can anyone say? Yes, very good. They are folk tales. Nadodi Kadagal. Then, children, how these stories begins? What are the beginning expression of these stories? Long, long ago, far, far away in a village. Once upon a time. Yes, പണ്ട് 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 ഒരിടത്ത് ഒരിടത്ത് ഒരിടത്ത്. Then the second thing is, there is a merging between the nature and the humans. Anything can be the characters, even a rock, a stone or a leaf. Then the third thing is, these stories are of unknown authors. Some people collect the stories and publishes it, so there is no any particular authors. Then now children, are you interested in watching a folktale? Okay, watch it carefully. Afterwards, I will ask you some questions. children, do you like the story? Yes, who is the main character in that story? A small boy. What was his hobby? Drawing cats. Then what happened at last? Yes, his hobby itself saved his life. Then, children, today we are also going to discuss the same story, The Boy Who Drew Cats. It is a Japanese folktale published by Hasegawa Takajiro. Then, do you want to know more about the publisher? Okay, then just have a look. Hasegawa Takajiro was born October 8, 1853. He came from a family of merchants in Tokyo involved in the importation of tobacco and food. As a teenager, he chose to study English, which led him to prominent people and opportunities to succeed. Famous works: Battle of the Monkey and the Crab, The Enchanted Waterfall, The Old Man and the Devils, Momotaro. Now, children, we can go into the detailed story. A long, long time ago, in a small country, a village in Japan, there lived a poor farmer and his wife, who were very good people. They had a number of children. The elder son was strong to help his father, and the little girls learned to help their mother almost as soon as they could walk. But the youngest child, a little boy, did not seem to be fit for hard work. He was very clever, cleverer than all his brothers and sisters. But he had a fault. He loved to draw cats. He drew cats in every bit of paper he gets. But he was quite weak and small, and people said he could never grow very big. So his parents thought it would be better for him to become a priest than to become a farmer. Then his father took him to a priest. The priest appointed him as the acolyte. Now, children, do you know the meaning of acolyte? Okay, we can look. Acolyte is a person assisting a priest in religious service and procession. So, acolyte is a person assisting the priest in religious ceremonies and rituals. The boy learned quickly what the old priest taught him and was very obedient in most things. But he had one fault. He liked to draw cats during study hours and to draw cats even where cats ought not have to be drawn at all. Whenever he found himself alone, he drew cats. He drew them on the margins of priest books, that is the sacred text, and on all the screens of the temple, on the walls, and on the pillars. Now, children, do you know the meaning of sacred text? Okay. Sacred text is the holy text embodying the laws and doctrines of a religion. For an example, we can say in Christianity it is the Bible. Okay. One day, after he had drawn some very clever pictures of cats upon a paper screen, the old priest said to him severely, "My boy, you must go away from this temple at once. You will never make a good priest, but perhaps you will become a great artist. Now, let me give you a last piece of advice, and be sure you never forget it. Avoid large places at night. Keep to small." He left the temple very sorrowfully and began to wonder what he should do. If he went straight home, he felt sure his father would punish him for having been disobedient to the priest, so he was afraid to go home. All at once he remembered that at the next village, 12 miles away, there was a very big temple. He had heard there were several priests at the temple, and he made up his mind to go to the temple and ask them to take him for their acolyte. Now that big temple was closed up, but the boy did not know this fact. The reason it had been closed up was that a goblin had frightened the priest away and had taken possession of the place. Some brave warriors had afterward gone to the temple at night to kill the goblin, but they had never been seen alive again. Nobody had ever told these things to the boy, so he walked all the way to the village hoping to be kindly treated by the priest. He painted a great many cats upon the screens, and then he began to feel very sleepy. He was just on the point of lying down to sleep beside one of the screens when he suddenly remembered the words, avoid large places, keep to small. Very late in the night, he was awakened by a most terrible noise, a noise of fighting and screaming. It was so dreadful that he was afraid even to look through a chink of the little cabinet. He lay very still, holding his breath for fright. He got out of his hiding place very cautiously and looked about. The first thing he saw was that all the floor of the temple was covered with blood. And then he saw lying dead in the middle of the temple. He saw Goblin's corpse. Now, children, do you know the meaning of goblin? Yes, a mischievous, ugly creature. Here it is a rat. Then what is the meaning of corpse? Yes, corpse means dead body. But who or what would have killed it? There was no man or other creature to be seen. Suddenly the boy observed that the mouth of all the cats he had drawn the night before were red and wet with blood. Then he knew that the goblin had been killed by the cats which he had drawn. And then also for the first time he understood why the wise old priest had said to him, avoid large places at night and keep to small. Then my children, what would be happen at last? Yes, afterward that boy became a very famous artist. Some of the cats which he drew are still shown to travelers in Japan. Now dears, can anyone say the summary of the story? Okay. Yes, this is the story of a small boy who loves to draw cats. He only knew to draw cats. Because of this habit, first he suffered a lot, and finally the habit itself saved his life. Now children, what is the moral of the story? Yes, we have to work hard, we have to suffer a lot, but also we will succeed. Yes, only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, vision cleared, ambition inspired, and success achieved. There's no elevator to success. We have to take the stairs. Okay, children, do you like the story? Is there any doubts? Okay, then we can continue with the activities in the next day. Thank you.